everybody, I'm Jonathan Randall, and welcome to another episode of How You Like Me Now. Hope everybody out there is doing incredibly well, and fall is off to a good start. The seasons. People love the seasons. There are seasons people, and then there are people who just want like one season. You know, people who live in Florida or Southern California who are like, yeah, we're good with just one. New York is like a real season city. You get to see a more dramatic change, and summer's leaving, fall's here. I like it. I think I like, weather-wise, fall is my favorite season. But despite that, this is perhaps my least favorite time of the year because of San Gennaro, which is this huge Italian festival in my neighborhood where the worst people from New Jersey and Long Island all come to my block for 10 days to get ripped off in carnival games and to eat food that'll probably take years off their lives. I used to actually have a t-shirt from a scene in the movie Mean Streets, which was Martin Scorsese's first movie, where Robert De Niro's character says to Harvey Keitel's character, "I hate this feast with a passion." And I get that line more than most people ever will. San Gennaro is the worst. I wish I would have gone out of town, but I have some interviews scheduled for this week on the American Jew, the Interview podcast. Be sure to check those out. Last year, I went to go get an Italian sausage at the festival on a date, and the guy actually pulled a bait and switch on me and didn't give me a fresh one. And you know what? I'm still pissed about it. I keep telling myself to just let it go, but I'm like, how dare that guy give me a soggy sausage? And we were so careful in deciding which one of the sausage stands we were going to get one from because there are tons of them. But then we were walking and there was an arrow over it lit up being Lucy Sausage. And I was like, we got to go to this one. It's literally a sign, and that was a huge mistake. So if you're going to San Gennaro, fuck you. Don't go to Lucy's, fuck them and their soggy sausages. It did not work out with that girl, not because of the horrible sausage, but because I don't like dogs. Yeah, she was really cool, and maybe I should have given her dog a chance, but I'm still searching for my dogless woman. But it is getting harder and harder to find one because it seems to me that the older single women get, the higher the chance is that they will have a dog. I feel like there's a diagram I can make about that. I don't know what it is, but it's if you're single and a woman and you turn 35, I feel like a stork comes and drops a dog off at your house. Anyways, I'm still holding out for a woman that shares my rare view on our canine friends. I wonder if there's a dating app for people who are allergic to dogs. That's what I need. Or I gotta meet a girl that was bit by a dog as a child and she still holds a grudge. Anyways, I'm still single and I'm looking for love, but sometimes I think that I just know what I like and I don't like to such an extent that I become way too picky. Yeah, I make Seinfeld not look so picky, you know? I actually went out with this woman that I really connected with, but then she mentioned that she was going out on another date, and that totally ruined it for me. Now, I understand that I only went out with this girl one time and we were still getting to know each other, but I'm looking for my person. And I don't envision when I tell my kids the story of how I met their mother that'll include, well, but first she wanted to go out with some other dude. So I decided not to pursue her, even though I think she was really awesome. You know, when I meet someone I really like, no matter how many dates it takes me to come to that conclusion, I'm not gonna date someone else. When you do that, you're just opening it up for someone to get hurt, and that's not what I'm trying to do. We've become so disposable with people's feelings. Well, I wanted to see what's out there, so fuck whoever's path I cross. It's totally gross. If I like someone, I would rather focus on them and see how it plays out without confusing it with someone else. Anyways, I am single, and despite being way too picky for my own good, do have an open heart. So slide into my DMs if you're interested, or if you want to set me up with somebody. A shidduch, you might say. This past weekend was the unveiling of Beastie Boys Square here in the Lower East Side, right on Rivington and Ludlow, just down the street from where I'm recording. And I am a huge Beastie Boy fan, and you bet your ass I was there. I was so happy to show love and support to one of my all-time favorite musical groups, R.I.P. MCA, but it was a bit depressing, and it did make me feel old as shit. I still associate the Beastie Boys with all things cool, but I have to say, there was nothing cool about the crowd there. What a bunch of fucking nerds complaining about the heat and how long it took for the Beastie Boys to come out. And I was so disappointed that I did not see one attractive woman there. I was like, this is a perfect place for me to meet somebody. That's what I need, a Beastie girl. But apparently, hot girls don't have to fight for their right to party because there was not one woman in sight I even wanted to make eye contact with. Just a bunch of middle-aged nerds, which is exactly what I am, but I guess I hate my own kind. They did have that awesome robot costume from the Intergalactic video, which, by the way, I want so bad. That is like the perfect gift for me. I don't really care about like material possessions, but goddamn, I want that costume. Ad Rock and Mike D were there. It's always so great to see them, and it was great to hear them speak. They also had like a giant boombox there where that was cool, and a Cadillac that was all decked out to honor MCA. If you're in the Lower East Side, be sure to check out Beastie Boys Square. They got a new mural going on where Paul's Boutique used to be. It's really cool. And if you're not familiar with their music, go check out all their albums, especially Paul's Boutique. They're amazing. And check out their music videos, which are a lot of fun too. So over the weekend, there was at least 2 incidents of settler violence in the West Bank. A Palestinian shepherd was attacked in the northern Jordan Valley by masked settlers who beat him with a club, breaking his arm. What did he do? Well, he committed the crime of being Palestinian. Now, I did not see a lot of news coverage about this, but I bet if masked Palestinians attacked an Israeli with clubs, we would be hearing a lot about the terror attack the Palestinians committed. Another attack happened in the South Hebron Hills, where settlers attacked activists while they were being detained by Israeli police. So these activists went to check out settlers setting up tents on private Palestinian land. When they got there, I guess soldiers arrived and they told the activists that this was a closed military zone and they had to leave before they started throwing stunning gas grenades at them. Of course, the soldiers totally ignored the illegal settlers setting up the tents. And then when the police were taking the activists to the police station, more settlers showed up and started beating on the activists, all while they were being detained by the police. I mean, it's really clear who the problem is. The settlers, who not only commit their acts of violence supported by Israeli police and military, but think they're on a mission from God. Insane people being protected by the state of Israel, while Palestinians are constantly demonized for any act of resistance against the violence they face daily from settlers. Free Palestine. Next week, Netanyahu is coming to the U.S. Boo! And over 3,500 Israeli academics and artists have signed an open letter to Biden and UN Security General to shun him. They don't want them to meet with him or allow him to speak at the UN General Assembly's yearly meeting of world leaders. Part of the letter read, and I quote, "Netanyahu incites citizens against each other, threatens the country's security and economy, and turns his face away from the historical conflict that tears Israel apart, the forceful domination of the Palestinian people." Amen. If you're not following me on social media, please do so at Jonathan Randall across all platforms. Also, I could really use your support on my Ko-fi page. I will put the link in the description. I always mess that part up. Be sure to check out my interview with Sami Manayusa from the If Not Now movement on American Jew. The interview, If Not Now, is a Jewish activist group opposed to the occupation. I'm excited to be interviewing her in a little bit, so I hope you guys will check that out. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jonathan Randall. How you like me now?